live now.
You have something special. You have greatness. You have greatness in you. Hello. This is Mrs. Baby Brown's baby boy. Listen, I'm coming to Branson, Missouri, January the 19th through the 21st. And I'm going to be there at another time, and that would be, where is that? January the 19th through the 21st and January the 12th through the 14th. Now, why? Well, I'm doing something special. I want to educate people on cryptocurrency and why people are raving about it. And I believe that knowledge is the new currency. And so I'm coming there January the 12th through the 14th, and then January the 19th through the 21st. And we're going to be teaching you and educating you on how to buy, how to sell, and how to trade. I'm learning everything that I possibly can about cryptocurrency. And the one that is number one on the planet that everybody is talking about that maybe you haven't heard about is called Troptions. Troptions. I want you to check it out. Now remember, we'll be in Branson, Missouri. I got a phone number I want you to call too. 417-339-7471. 417-339-7471. I want you to call that number, ask for Tina, because there's limited seating, and we're going to educate you on how to buy and how to sell and how to trade cryptocurrency. And keep in mind, knowledge is the new currency. There's some things that you need to know. There are over 1,200 different cryptocurrencies out here, and 98% are fraudulent. So you don't want to get ripped off because of what you don't know. Can you feel it, brother? Up it here, up it here. So make sure you call this number. That's 417, get a pen, write it down. 417-339-7471. 417-339-7471. This is Les Brown saying, I will be in Branson, Missouri. That's January the 12th through the 14th and January the 19th through the 21st, educating you on how to buy, how to sell and trade cryptocurrency, and so many other things that you need to know about this. Knowledge is the new currency. You want to become on board. You want to become knowledgeable, and we're going to provide that information for you. Write this number down now, 417-339-7471. 417-339-7471. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now that I've done that, I want to talk to you. I've been thinking, this is the most interesting year that I've ever come into, and have dealt with so much drama. You know what? I feel like Jesus said, "Would you please pass the cup to somebody else?" There's a quote by Mother Teresa. She said, "Lord, I know you know how much I can bear. I just wish you didn't have so much confidence in me." So I want to share something with you. And I was thinking about how to go after this. You know what prevents most people from living their dreams? And I think that cause most people to be stuck and living a life of mediocrity? You know what I believe it is? Is that many people have goals, but one of the things that they don't include in their goals is something. My son John Leslie, he has a quote. As you look at your goals and dreams, he said, you ask yourself the question, who should I count on and who should I count out? That's key. Listen to me. As you look at 2018 and beyond, who should you count on? And who should you count out? And there's some friends that you need to let go. There's some family members and different people that you need to spend less time with. Why? Because in order for you to live your dreams, it's going to take everything in you. In order for you to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish, in order for you to break the habits that you need to break, in order for you to begin to make some new choices, because there are choices and consequences. There are consequences for the choices that you make, and people influence you. People rub off on you. If you go to a foreign country, after a while, you'll pick up the accent. I'm going to London January 20th. If I'm there for about 2 or 3 weeks, I have a different type of accent, and I drink my tea with one finger up, my little pinky finger. I'm being serious about this. So people rub off on you. I tell you, I believe I train kids. And one of the things when I train kids, because profanity is so prevalent online and on television now, I teach kids that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. This is something to write down. Profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. And I was talking to a friend, and this friend, every other word was cursing it. And after a while, I got upset about something, and I found myself cursing. I said, wait a minute, this is not me. Come on. This is not me. And so you have to ask yourself the question, as you look at your goals and your dreams, who's in your ear? Everything gets in it through the ears or your eyes, or the things that you allow yourself to be in your space, in your environment. So I want to talk to you tonight because I can. I have no guarantee I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. Wayne Dyer and I were planning on doing a PBS special for public television to raise millions of dollars because of the funds that cut by the Trump administration. And so we said, you know what? PBS has played a major role in us building our career. Let's do something for PBS. Let's do it together. And I said, okay. And so we kept putting it off. Then he called me and said, Les, at that time I was living in Orlando. I'm coming to Orlando. Let's get together. He and I had the same mentor, Jack Boland, out of Warren, Michigan, the Church of Today in Warren, Michigan, Ohio, and in Warren, Michigan. And so at any rate, we put it off. Then I got a phone call. Did you hear? I said, no. Wayne is gone. What do you mean gone? He's gone. He's out of here. He's dead? Yeah. Whoa. Wayne, he swam every day. He stopped smoking. He was into health. I couldn't believe it. We all have an expiration date. None of us know how much time we have here. And so I want to share something with you. I'm going to London January 20th. But I said, this concept, this approach, I don't want to go to sleep without sharing this with you for those of you that are watching me right now. And I don't think it's any accident that you stumbled across me here. As you think about the people in your life, most people don't achieve their goals because they have too much drama in their lives, too many distractions in their lives, too many toxic, negative, energy draining relationships in their lives. I'm telling you what I know. And so I had to write a prayer to God. And Mildred Gaddis, a radio personality out of Detroit, Michigan, she and I had a conversation about how your children can create stress for you. And it's just people, period, if you allow them. And I wrote, God, I'm giving 2 of my sons to you because I can't handle it. And I'm asking you to protect them and order their steps. And I am at peace with whatever happens. I am at peace with whatever happens. Here's what I've come to know. There's another prayer that I modified. Lord, grant me the insight to realize the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the commitment not to waver, not to go back and forth, to stay the course, to do what I know, not what I feel. Sometimes we make decisions not based upon what we know, but based upon how we feel. And when you live your life based upon how you feel as opposed to what you know, when you know a person is toxic, you know they're crazy, you've seen it, you've witnessed it, you know that they're abusive, you know they will con you, you know you've been conned before. You know the marketing strategy. I got one of my brothers, he'll call me, how you doing? I said, I'm doing great. And then I make the mistake. How you doing? You don't sound good. Oh, I'm doing all right. Come on. I'm not going to tell you it's my brother Wesley. Come on. Come on, there's something's wrong. Come on. Oh, these bills. Why did I ask that question? My mother used to have a mirror that she had a sign on, and she kept it up there for years until her death. Oh, Lord, help me keep my nose out of other people's business. What asking? What's wrong? I have a friend named Ed Foreman, Executive Development, the first seminar that I went to out of Plano, Texas. He says, never ask people how they're doing. And I said, why? He said, because they might tell you. That's okay. And he's right. He said, don't ask them how they're doing. Just when you talk to them, someone says hello to you, say, you sound great. This is the best day of your life. Things are going to be working out for you real good. And you know what? That makes sense. There's a guy named Orrin Hudson out of Atlanta. And Orrin, if you ask Orrin, how you doing? He say, today is the best day of my life. I'm living my dream. I love that about him. He teach young people how to become strategic thinkers and how to play chess and how to think. And so I love and admire him, but I don't talk to him too much. There's some people you don't need to talk to if you're serious about your goals in 2018 and beyond, if it's the year of your dream. Create, and these are the types of relationships you want to create. At least 7 people. You don't need no more than 7 or 9 people in your life. I have a friend that he shared this concept with me, and he's right. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. You don't need about 7 or 9 solid people in your life, what I call bread and butter friends. Write that down, a bread and butter friend. What's a bread and butter friend, Les? Well, that's a person, if your car breaks down in the middle of the night and you call them and say, hey, my car broke down and I need you to pick me up. A bread and butter person will say, where are you? A person that's not a bread and butter will ask, what time is it? Okay. Can you see the difference? Up in here. You want 7 to 9 bread and butter people. People that you know you can count on. See, at the end of the day, most people are only there when they need you. When they need you. But when you need them, you can't find them. I called one of my other daughters the other day. You know, I have 10 children, 5 boys and 5 girls. The rhythm method is overrated. It does not work, all right? The Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. I took him seriously. If I smile at you, you would not pass a rabbit test. Oh, you what do you call it? Millennials, you don't know anything about a rabbit test. But anywho, as Mamie Brown would say, as you look at your life and look at your goals, you got to ask, who can I count on? Who's going to be there for me? I had a breakdown in my body from sciatica pain. And my niece, Anisha, and Valerie Parker, they flew out there and they took care of me, my granddaughter. And then my other children, when I came back east from California, they took care of me. You got to know who's going to be there for you. And you got to know your children. You know, I know that if something happened to me, John Leslie would write a rap song about it. Oh, Dad broke down, but I helped him get uptown. You know, that's going to happen. But he ain't going to wipe my behind, you know. On the wall, she'll faint. You know, you got to know who will wipe your butt. You know, you got to know. Everybody can't do that. You know, they just can't do it. They want to. My daughter, Samaya, she will pray for my butt, but she won't wipe it. I'm sorry. I'm really. There's something everybody's not going to do the butt duty, I'm sure. So, but here's what I want you to do. You look at your friends. Here's a question, rather a statement I want to make for you. As you look at them, don't make someone an option who's made you, no, don't make someone a priority who's made you an option. I was talking to her. I wanted her to write something for me. I paid every dime for her to graduate from Spelman. Oh, Daddy, I'm busy. Well, Daddy, if I'm going to write it, it's got to be about Jesus. Well, baby, I don't need you to write about Jesus. This is self-help. This is development. This is not a religious piece. I want you to write about this experience you had with these kids, and these teachers were calling these Latino kids stupid and dumb, and you went to their defense. You're a substitute teacher. You could have lost your job, and you said, they're not stupid and dumb. They just have not grasped the language yet. Give them to me, and I'll prove you wrong. And those kids, their attitudes changed. They begin to learn faster. They begin to speak English better because she took the time to learn their language, but she took the time with them. And she had high expectations for them. The other teachers had low expectations. See, no one rises to low expectations. She stood up to these teachers, and she could have lost her job because she was a substitute. The principal was there and did not involve herself in the conversation. And she decided, that's the Les Brown in her. She said, no, I got to say something here. But I realized something. She's not going to write anything for me. I'm Daddy. No, that's not going to happen. But she'll give me some good advice. Now, if I want a religious piece, she'll write it. But you got to know who's in your life. And don't make someone a priority who's made you an option. And there are people who will do that. People that you help and go all out for, and when you need them, somehow they suffer from convenient amnesia. When you need them, they're nowhere to be found. Isn't that interesting? So, as you look at yourself, look at your goals, look at your dreams. If you're serious about making 2018 and beyond the year of your dream, evaluate the people in your life. Ask yourself the question, who am I becoming because of this relationship? Who am I becoming because of this relationship? Am I growing mentally and emotionally and spiritually? What kind of person am I becoming? Am I growing financially? Is this a resourceful relationship? I met a lady on a cruise I was on, and she has 300,000 people in her database. Whoa! And she asked me, hey, would you speak at one of my events? Yes, I will. All right, why? You want people in your life who bring value to you, and you bring value to them. So what skill, what talent, what abilities do you need to develop at this point in time that will make people begin to look at you differently? It's been said, and a very good friend of mine said this. He said, in Hollywood, it's not about who you know. It's who you know and who wants to know you. Hey, are you living your life in such a way? Are you known for something? Who wants to know you? If you're in a room with friends and you leave to go to the restroom, what is the conversation about you when you leave the room? What standard are you holding for yourself? How do people see you? What's your reputation? It's very important. Very important. No, it's not about who you know, but it's about who knows you and what do they know about you. See, you can know the right people, but if they see you as a flake, if they see you as a jerk, if they see you as a non-entity, it doesn't matter about who you know. Does that make sense? Getting ready for this broadcast took me a lot of time to use mascara to cover all my gray. I'm in my 73rd year on the planet, and just because I'm 73 does not mean I have to look it. Hello, whatever. Well, by the way, I got to say something here. I studied psychoneuroimmunology. And that's the how the mind impacts the body's nervous system and immune system. Laughter is very important. People know me by my laugh. I tickle myself. PA, whatever. What? You know, a guy named Dr. Norman Cousins, he wrote a book called The Anatomy of Illness, and he was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he started watching Groucho Marx and I Love Lucy movies and various funny things, and laughed his way back to good health. So I laugh a lot. I'm a 21-year cancer conqueror, not a survivor, conqueror. I've conquered this, and I have to conquer it every day. And part of it, I'm grateful that I'm still here. Part of it, I laugh a lot. I tickle myself. And part of it, I'm a happy person. And part of it, I keep stress to a minimum. I'm not going to allow myself to be stressed out. Sometimes life will catch you off guard. I know about that. Dimples had a song called, and if it ain't one thing, it's another. Well, I tell you, if it ain't one thing, it's 12 others. All right, there's always something. And I believe a friend of mine who worked with Cicely Tyson, she said, God loves drama. I said, why would you say that? She said, read every book in the Bible. There's some drama up in there somewhere. And she was right. God loves drama. There's always some drama going on, even in my favorite book. And I'm saying that you don't have to participate. Most people go through life as volunteer victims. This can be your year. Part of it is affirming, this is my year. I'm going to live a great life. And visualize it, seeing, I'm releasing weight, not losing. You lose something, you go looking for it. I'm releasing weight. And a friend of mine, he gave me a good suggestion. He said, Les, get some pictures when you were smaller. See, I take a steroid injection every 3 months to keep cancer from metastasizing further in my body. He said, get some pictures of yourself when you were smaller, and say to yourself as you look at it and watch it every day and says, I'm going back there. In fact, I'm already there because there's a smaller in me. There's a smaller Les Brown in me. I've got a 6-pack, but it looks like a 1-pack. However, judge not according to appearances. Can you feel a brother up in here, up in here? I remember I went to this gym place and I bought a sit-up board. And so I took it home and I put it right by my bed. And my thought was that as soon as I get out of bed, I'd get on the sit-up board and I'll do sit-ups. Well, I did it the first morning that I had it there. After that, every morning I got up, I got my breakfast, and I sat on it and watched television. So after about 30 days, I took it back and I had an attitude. I said, hey man, this sit-up board doesn't work. I want my money back. He said, did you get on it every day? I said, yes, I did. Man, give me my money back. I don't want no conversation about this. Just give me my money back. He said, you got on it every day? Yes, I did. Look me in the eyes. I got on it every day. And so he gave me my money back. I got in the car, I was cracking up and said, he should have asked me, what did you do on it every day? I didn't do sit-ups. I ate every day on it. I eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I love peanut butter jelly on wheat bread, super crunchy. Okay. I got on it every day. I must have gained 15 pounds on that sit-up board. I'm sorry. I got problems. Whatever. So, listen. I want to say this. As you look at yourself, develop a regimen and I want you to go on YouTube and look at Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. They've demolished it, the Georgia Dome. I'm speaking to over 80,000 people. And then there's another YouTube speech I have on there called It's Possible. I want you to watch that. And there's another one called Getting Unstuck. Now, that was when I was down to 174 pounds. I mean, I'm a brother fine up in there. Oh, yeah, I was looking at that's the time, that weight level that brings out my Denzel side. You understand what I'm talking about? And so, if you watch It's Possible, It's Not Over Till I Win, speaking in the Georgia Dome, Getting Unstuck, And mindset maintenance, that's another one. If you watch those every day for the next 90 days, why? For mental resiliency, because things are going to happen to you or people that you care about. That's real. And you want to protect yourself. And over the last few days, I found myself gaining weight because I was distracted and it compromised my power, and I started doing emotional eating. And so the weight that I lost going to Martha's Vineyard with Dr. Ronnie, I had to stop and anchor myself. Read the scripture. I'll keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. Not on thee and your sons, not on thee and the challenges out here, whose mind is stayed on thee. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Go within. Take the time. Get still. Find that peaceful sanctuary, at peace that passeth all human understanding. Yes, that's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. If someone you love, you want them to live and they've given up, someone you love that's leaving here, it's not easy. If you're a caretaker, that's why most caretakers die before the people who they're taking care of. You got to take care of yourself. You got to pour into you. You can't give from an empty wagon. Here's something else. Not only are relationships very important that you look at, because your relationships can be an asset to you or it can be a liability. You got to look at them and say, what is this relationship doing to me? People who are overweight hang around people with overweight. Even if you have an overweight friend in another state, you have a 64% chance of not exercising, overeating, and not taking care of your health because of that relationship. Wow. Wow. 25-year study on that. The study also indicated that most people are obese not because of what they eat, but because of what's eating them. Here's the other thing. Leverage relationships with people that bring value. This friend of mine who has 300 million people in her database. She brings value. Don't take calls from people unless it's positive, purposeful, productive, or profitable. You don't have time to waste. We all have an expiration date. Nobody's figured out how to get out of life alive. You got to die to live here, to leave here. So don't waste your time with people who don't bring any value to your life. We live in an entertainment-driven culture. You want to create an environment for you to win in this thing called life because it's not easy. And the reason that most people live a life of mediocrity is that 9 out of 10 people rather die than change. So don't waste your time trying to transform people. If I knew years ago when I got started what I know now, I would have not wasted time and energy and my breath with family members and friends. I tried to help my twin brother lose weight, and I gained 14 pounds. I took care. And I thought about Mama, Lord, help me keep my nose out of other people's business. I hope tonight, this conversation that I'm having with you, I hope that it has had some value. Oh, I'm looking for 77 people who want to learn how to tell their story, who like to become a voice of hope. 7 is my lucky number. My birthday is February the 17th. I'm going to give you an address where you can mail me some gifts. There's no shame in my game. People who receive gifts say, oh, you should have. I say, oh, you should have. but I, as I look at myself and look at my life and things, if you had your life to live over again, Leslie, what would you do differently? I'll be very mindful of my relationships. Next thing is, find something that's you, that's yours, some passion that you love, and I'm doing that. and master that. I'm looking for someone who people who are called to speak, and you know that. People who love to help people who want to be life coaches. And you know who you are and willing to invest in yourself and would like for me to mentor you. Mike Williams, I want you to write this book down. It's a book that I encourage you to give to yourself. It's called The Road to Your Best Stuff. The Road to Your Best Stuff by Mike Williams. I wrote the foreword for it. He's been my mentor for 48 years. He knew this Les Brown before I did. All of us need someone in our lives who can see in us what we can't see. You can't see the box. You can't read the label if you're locked in the box. You know, when you think about it, Serena Williams is the greatest tennis player on the planet. And she had a tennis coach. You need find someone who's doing what it is you want to do. If you want to be the best, get trained by the best. I saw Mike Williams in Columbus, Ohio. He's a student at Ohio State University at the time. I saw him speak and I said, I want to speak like that. I want him to train me. And I was willing to invest in myself. You've got to be willing to invest in yourself. Warren Buffett, during the middle of the recession, they asked him, what's the most important investment you can make? And here's a guy who has billions of dollars in real estate, billions of dollars in the stock market. And he said, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. So if you're one of those people, and you know who you are, who can hear me not just in your ears, but in your heart, who like to change lives, like earning a lot of money, and like to laugh and have a good time. Okay, I think at 73, I don't look like 73. I don't walk like I'm 73. I don't have a 73-year-old energy. I enjoy life. If you enjoy life, if you love people, my email is lesbrown77@gmail.com. I want you to say, I have a story. Maya Angelou said this, and I believe it. She said, there's nothing as painful as an untold story buried in your soul. Wow. As Mama said, put that in your pipe and smoke it. There's nothing as painful as an untold story buried in your soul. And I'm going to teach you how to master your keynote. We know about Bishop T.D. Jakes, Because of Woman Thou Art Loose. We know about Dr. King, I Have a Dream. Malcolm X, By Any Means Necessary. President Barack Obama, the Democratic Convention. That when you have a keynote that represents your life and your values, people know about me because you got to be hungry and how I became a disc jockey. You go to YouTube and look up Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, you'll see what I do. And I'm looking for the one. Somebody who loves people like I do. I've traveled to over 51 countries and want to make a difference, want to make a mark with your life. Most people, when they die, after around 2 weeks, most people won't know who they were. My goal is to help men to die not leaving liabilities, but leaving a legacy. My goal is to reduce the recidivism rate. I'm starting the Les Brown pre-release program in prisons and the Les Brown Success Reentry program. That's how I want to spend the time I have left. He said, at least that you do unto these, my brethren, you do it also unto me. I am who I am because somebody saw something in me. Mike Williams, he saw it. Brownie, I was at WVKL radio station. I was a disc jockey in Columbus, Ohio. Look out, this is me, LB Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me, and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only, young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I used to be bad back in the day. Let the record show. I was a bad dude when I was doing radio. You hear me? You talk to somebody in Columbus, Ohio, and say, you ever heard of a guy named Les Brown? They used to call me Les Brown, the man about town. And when they see me now, I said, wow, who is that? A totally different person. I've died to who I've been to give birth to who I am now. And I when Mike's daughter, which is my goddaughter, Anika, called me to write the forward for his book, I cried like a baby. She said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "Just to think that had I not gone to Champion Junior High School to hear your father speak, that I'd have gone to my grave not knowing this part of myself, that I had the ability to change people's lives. Didn't do it for 14 years because I don't have a college education. Didn't do it for 14 years because I didn't think I can compete with people with PhDs and MBAs. And Brownie, that's what he would call me, Brownie. It's not what you don't have, it's what you think you need. It keeps you from becoming successful. You are enough. Come on, Mike, Brownie. You can do what Zig Ziglar does. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Robert Schuller. That's why you go see them. It's in you, Brownie. That's who you are. You're always holding court here at the radio station. You're always inspiring people and making people laugh. That's you, Brownie. That's you. That's me, Mike. And he knew I held him in high esteem. He knew I admired him. I've never known my biological father, but even though there's only 2 years between us, only 2 years, he's been like a father to me. I think when Mike goes, they should put on his tombstone, integrity, because he was the messenger in my life and the message. I don't know you. I can't see you. You can see me. If you have a story, if you love changing people's lives, if you in the UK anywhere, come see me January 20th. That's going to be an experience you will never forget. It's going to transform your life. And that's January 20th. Go online, Les Brown in London, lesbrowninlondon.com. And get your tickets right away. Tickets are going to be going fast. And I'm going to be in Branson, Missouri, January the 12th through the 14th. January the 19th, I'll be there, and then I'll fly off to be in London. Branson, Missouri. I want you to call the number 417-339-7471. 417-339-7471. We're going to educate you on how to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency. You need to know about this. It's phenomenal. I want to leave this with you. A question was asked. I saw this online. It said, what if you died unexpectedly? It just died, and you had a level of consciousness on the other side to ask yourself 3 questions. And the first question was, what did you love about your life? I can answer that, but I love what I do. Somebody asked, when are you going to retire? I said, you retire from things that you have to work on. This is me. I'm not going to retire from being me. I told my kids, when they say I've died, come down to the morgue and wait 3 days and put a microphone in the casket. If I don't grab it and say, you got to be hungry, they say, Dad, gone now. There you go. Y'all can just go ahead and embalm him. He's gone now, all right? Because I love this. This is who I am. What do you love about your life? If you died now and you look back at it, what did you love about it? Next question, what do you regret? You know what I regret? I've heard people say, I don't regret anything. I find that hard to believe. I regret that for 14 years, I didn't do what I'm doing now. For 14 years. There are lives that I could have saved. Someone I could have gotten off drugs. Somebody that I could have gotten off alcohol. Somebody I could have inspired to become a doctor, nurse, an engineer, an architect. There are people who could have heard my voice, but for 14 years I was parked in a life of mediocrity. I regret that. I've made a lot of stupid decisions. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've wasted a lot of time. Lot of time. Lot of time. I had to catch myself. I wish I was a better person. I feel like the lady who said, Lord, I ain't what I want to be, ain't what I'm going to be, and thank God, I sure ain't what I was. I'm still growing, I'm still developing. I'm not wearing a crown. And the third question, first question, what do you love about your life? The second question, what are your regrets? And the third question, if you had one more chance at life, one more chance, what would you do? You know what I would say? I'll continue to do what I'm doing. This is the calling of my life. I believe that you were created on purpose with a purpose. I aspire to inspire until I expire. I want to make you happy. I want to make you feel good. Whatever. I don't want you to waste any time second guessing yourself. Live from your heart, not from your fears. Fear. Faith, false evidence appearing real. That's what Zig Ziglar said. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Faith, finding answers in the heart. Where your heart is, there your treasure is also. If this has had some value for you, you know what I want you to do? If you heard me, not just in your ears, but in your heart, I want you, after you watch me, Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, say, Les Brown, I'm the one. Les Brown, I've got a story. Les Brown, I'm ready to invest in myself. And I want you to coach me. People say, why don't you just give it away free? No. But people get free, they don't value. People buy what they want and beg for what they need. The more they pay, the more they pay attention. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you. I want to give a message every day that God gives me breath. That's why I'm talking to you now. I don't get paid for this. But if it's been of some help, had a guy said, I was in a dark place, man. I was in a dark place. And I heard your voice. I was in the library in prison. I heard your voice. And it brought me out. Thank you for who you are. Gave me goose pimples. You can't put a price tag on that. I thank God for your listening to me tonight, gracing me with your time and your presence. I thank God for being patient with me and helping me to live long enough to die to who I've been, to give birth to who I've become. And I'm still growing. I'm still developing. I believe that you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. And I have some young teachers, Ed Blunt, Johnny Wimbrey. I've got some young teachers that's teaching me so many things. Kevin Bracey, Dwight Pleasure, oh my God, Stacy N.C. Grant, Celeste Johnson, Valerie Parker. God has put so many angels in my life. Sophia White, so many people have blessed me. And I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for you. So, if you know anybody in the UK, tell them Les Brown is coming to London on January 20th. They can go and get their tickets now. And get them right away because they're going to be sold out. It's going to be an intimate setting. And I'm going to be in Branson, Missouri, January the 12th through the 14th. And I'll be there on the 19th in Branson, Missouri. Once again, get a pen. The phone number is, if you don't have it, call and ask for Tina, 417-339-7471, 417-339-7471. 74, 71. I want to ask you 3 questions, and then I want to read your responses to these questions. As you listen to me tonight, what surprised you? What inspired you? And what touched your heart? What surprised you? What inspired you? And what touched your heart? You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's Baby Boy. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. God bless you, and God bless your dream. Thank you. Giorgio, I'm ready. Remember to send those your response to those 3 questions I asked you so I can read them tonight, and maybe I'll get sleepy. Giorgio. Yes, I want you. We can turn this off now. I'm ready to read some of the positive messages that I'm going to receive.
You want to turn it off?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
You got it. Thank you. Thank you. That's how you finish.
Yep.